Hey, sorry, did it again.
All right, last two. And then, great. Thanks, Green. John, President Biden admitted yesterday that the retaliatory strikes against the Houthis aren't working. Why aren't they afraid of the U.S.?
Well, you'd have to ask the Houthis what's in their mindset. I'm not going to get in between the ears of Houthi leaders. They claim it's about Gaza. It's not. They claim that this is some sort of, U.S. and Britain effort to wage war on them. It's not. We're simply trying to do two things. We're trying to defend our Navy ships and sailors and the Navy ships and sailors of other nations that are in the Red Sea with us, and two, protect international shipping. This is about self-defense. And again, this conflict, well, first of all, we don't seek a conflict. There doesn't need to be a conflict, but the exchange of fire that we have seen in recent days doesn't have to go on one day more if the Houthis would make the right decision to stop these attacks.
Right, but they're a terrorist group attacking U.S. interests. Wouldn't your response make them stop?
Again, terrorist groups commit acts of violence, oftentimes for not just for the sake of committing acts of violence, but for political posturing or political messaging of some sort, or perhaps tied to religious fervor. And they are a designated terrorist group. They are conducting terrorist attacks on shipping in the Red Sea, and we have to respond to that. I don't know what the alternative would be. Should we just stop defending ships and just let them have their way with the southern Red Sea? I don't think that's in anybody's interest. So we're not just gonna lay down here and wait for them to come to a different approach. They need to stop the attacks. If they don't, we'll continue to defend ourselves and make it harder for them to conduct them.
Thanks, Green. Admiral, the House Armed Services Committee has asked Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin to appear publicly before them next month for failing to disclose its hospitalization. Will the White House support the Secretary testifying publicly?
That'll be a decision for the Secretary of Defense, and he has to make that decision.
And since he was released from the hospital, has he clearly explained to the President or any senior officials here what exactly happened?
I'm not going to get into the personal and private discussions that the Secretary has had with the President of the United States. They have spoken as recently as late last week. And as you heard the President say himself, he has full trust and confidence in Secretary Austin and his leadership at the Pentagon, and that will continue.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.